Hi, I'm Angela Finet, your clergy representative to the Pastoral Compensation and Benefits Advisory Committee, or PCBAC. I am the author of a covenant Bible study called Sabbath, God's Call to Peace, and I am a pastor who enjoyed her very first ever Sabbath renewal just this summer. These three things have turned me into a zealot for a regular rhythm of Sabbath, and I hope to turn you into converts as well. Last year, the PCBAC began working in earnest to revise the annual conference paper on Sabbath renewal in response to the global crisis of clergy burnout, where pastors are leaving the ministry in alarming numbers, including in our own denomination. We rediscovered that a regular rhythm of rest can revitalize creativity and vitality of both pastors and congregations. In our prayerful work together, we are sensing a leading to recommend that experiences of Sabbath rest be taken sooner rather than later and for a shorter period of time, but not never. I have been in pastoral ministry for over 10 years, but because I was called to serve a new congregation in the middle of this tenure, this summer was my first Sabbath rest. Under our current guidelines, I was eligible for 3 weeks, to which I added a week of continuing education, a week of vacation, and a week of annual conference, totaling 6 weeks away. My congregation found this shorter time span much easier to cover and budget for. We split my job in two, contacting a retired preaching pastor who lives some distance away for pulpit supply, and our seminary student studying to become a chaplain to do pastoral care. My congregation was excited to support Joe's seminary journey and to benefit from his God-given gifts of compassion and listening. Another clergy friend was on his Sabbath renewal in 2025 as well. His congregation contacted various people to provide pulpit supply, getting to hear from a wide variety of voices, while a member of the congregation with administrative skills cared for other ministerial aspects. My point is that you can be flexible. There are many ways to be church in a pastor's absence, ways that can be fun and beneficial for everyone. I benefited in many ways from my Sabbath, but I want to point out 3 in particular. After 10 years of meeting a weekly, firm deadline, also known as a sermon, it was restorative to have that pressure removed for 6 weeks in a row. A 1-week vacation doesn't impact that grueling schedule enough. I deeply appreciated extended devotional and prayer time with no purpose other than strengthening my personal relationship with God. I wasn't reading in order to produce a sermon or create a study or offer intercessory prayer. I was just luxuriating in listening to what God had to say to me, the person. Plus, I got to go to church to worship and not to work. I got to spend time with family and friends that I rarely see, and all 3 of these things were restorative and life-giving to me. And I imagine they are especially important for our multi-vocational pastors. It is likely even more challenging for them to find a regular rhythm of rest and restoration with all of their other responsibilities. But we don't just want to imagine, we want to hear from you. The PCBAC is seeking feedback from my colleagues in ministry, especially those in settings other than full-time positions. We want to facilitate appropriate Sabbath renewal opportunities across diverse ministry settings in the Church of the Brethren. What would a healthy rhythm of Sabbath and sustainable work-life balance look like for you? What has been your experience of Sabbath? Is your ministerial setting receptive to Sabbath opportunities for you? How about your other place or places of employment? How would your Sabbath impact your family's participation in the life of the church while you're away from ministerial duties? These are some questions to consider, but perhaps you have other ministry experiences to share. Please reach out to us through the Office of Ministry. On their webpage, you will find links to a questionnaire on this topic, or you can just send us an email with your feedback. We are very eager to hear from you and to help you thrive and serve God's people from a place of strength and rest. May Christ's presence sustain you and fill you with joy as you abide and serve in Him.